Hi, I want to talk a little bit about overcoming depression today. And this subject has been weighing heavy on my heart for this whole week. Heavy on my heart. And I just want to go ahead and release this because I feel like it just might help somebody. Um, so I just want to talk about how to overcome depression, how to get through it. What are the tools? What can I do? And I know a lot of people are asking, what can I do to be happy again? I know that we are in the coronavirus. The coronavirus pandemic is going on right now, and many people have lost their lives. And there are people who have lost their jobs. There are people who are not able to make as much money as they could, as they were before this pandemic. And we have 44.2 billion, I'm sorry, 44.2 million Americans have filed for unemployment in America. So this pandemic has really affected everybody in some sort of way. You know, you can't really go out like we used to. You got to wear a mask everywhere you go. And I know some people say they feel like they are choking or they can't breathe with the mask on their faces. And, everybody is being affected. Our children, our spouses, our loved ones, everyone. And I know that a lot of people are dealing with depression right now because everybody's lives have totally changed. And everybody is not able to just say, oh, well, this is the way things are. Some people are having a hard time getting through this. And so, if you are one of those people, I just want to encourage you and let you know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You do not have to be sad and depressed. You are going to get through this. You're going to get through this. And you're not by yourself. You're not alone. You are not alone. There are people who are going through the same thing that you are going through. So don't ever feel like you are alone. I can remember when I suffered from depression when I was a teenager. I'm now 28, but it doesn't seem like it was. It seems like it wasn't too far away, right? It was. I mean, I'm still young, but I know what it feels like to be depressed because I went through it even as a teen. Sad days, dwelling on shortcomings and dwelling on what I didn't have, and all those things. I know some people say, well, that's just part of growing up. No, this I was really depressed to the point where I wanted to end my life. I did not want to be here anymore because I felt like I did not have purpose here. I felt like I didn't. There was no reason for me to be here because I felt like I didn't look the part, nor did I feel like I had the talents and the gifts to do anything and contribute to this world. And it was a hard time for me because a lot of times I felt alone, but I wasn't alone. I never was alone. And so I'm here to speak into your life and give you some tools and advice as to what you can do. You are not alone again. And I just want to encourage you today. So, just to kind of talk about now today I'm going to focus on major depressive disorder, mainly because it's the most common, right? um, so people with major depressive disorder experience symptoms most of the day, every day. And like most mental illnesses, it has little to do with what's happening around you. You can have the kind of life that others envy and still have depression. So, either changes around you, you may be going through a whole change in your life, right? And it could be depressing you, or there could be little that's going around you. You may have everything. You may have a house. You may have a beautiful home. You may have children. You may have a job you always wanted. You may have a wonderful education. You could have everything. You could be living the American dream and still be depressed. You know. So it's really you don't have to be anything that's going on around you. You could just be sad and not know why, right? So the symptoms of major depressive disorder are gloom, grief, difficulty sleeping, sleeping too much, lack of energy, loss of appetite, overeating, unexplained aches and pains, loss of interest in formerly pleasurable activities, lack of concentration, memory problems, inability to make decisions, feeling worthless, hopeless, constant worry, anxiety, thoughts of death, self-harm, or suicide. So if you are experiencing these things, I would encourage you to reach out to a professional. Go to a counselor, psychologist, whatever you need to do. If you know that you are experiencing these symptoms, then you might be depressed. And I want you to seek out someone professional, right? Don't just take my word for it, but you try to do something to help yourself if you know that you have been feeling like this lately. Okay, so the question is, what can I do? Now, before I get to that, I want to talk about this right here, the mind, right? The mind is a powerful tool. It is a powerful tool. Literally, you are what you think, right? You become what you think about. You can create the life that you want simply by thinking the right thoughts, right? Your mind is a very powerful thing, and sometimes we do take it for granted. So you literally can think about where you want to be. You can think about the person that you want to be. And the more you think about this, listen to me, the more you think about it, the more you think about it, the more you will become that person. Just like the more you think about yourself being ugly and fat, unattractive, stupid, if you keep dwelling on these things, it will affect who you become, right? Because the more you think about it, the more you will become that person. So this right here is the key to you overcoming that depression. You say, well, how do you know? I tried that already. It is a day by day process. I know because I went through it, but I overcame because of this right here. I stopped looking at what I did not have. I stopped looking at how I looked and started doing something about it. I started seeing myself how I wanted to be. I'm going to say that again. I started to see myself how I wanted to be. But I had to keep telling myself that I could be those things, right? Despite whatever was going all around me. And there were even times when I could be happy. But I was so used to being sad that I did not know how to be happy in happy situations. So I had to change this right here. I had to do a total transformation in my mind. So we are creatures of habit. We tend to follow the picture in our minds created by others. So, however, your parents and your loved ones created this picture of, oh, this is how life is supposed to be. Oh, this is how you're supposed to live, or this is what you're supposed to obtain, and this is how your life is supposed to be. So, we get those images from our parents, right? And from our loved ones and people that we grew up around. We have this image, right? We're creatures of habit. But you don't have to follow those images. You have the power to make your life how you want it to be because we have been blessed with the gift of free will. So you have the power right here to say, I want to be happy for the rest of my life. I want to be optimistic no matter what comes in my pathway, no matter what setbacks happen in my life, no matter what my circumstances are, I'm going to choose to be happy. So you have the power to change your life around. But first, it's going to start right here. So, um, I want to dive deeper into that, but I just want to go ahead and talk about some things that you can do um, to begin that process of getting your life back and getting out of that depressive place. And sometimes you may not even be depressed. You may wake up feeling normal. Then next thing you know, it falls back on you again, and you can feel it creeping in, right? It comes out of nowhere. And next thing you know, you're sad and don't even know why, right? And so I just want to give you some tools as to what you can do, the process or whatever. Once I do that, then I want to talk more about this right here. So what can I do to move out of this state of depression? What can I do? Number one, you have to establish a goal. What is your goal? You say, well, I haven't really thought about that. You know, I have everything I need, or maybe you once had a goal, but you just kind of gave up on it, right? You say, well, I don't have the money, I don't have the means to get this and that. Number one, you got to stop saying what you don't have. You got to stop saying, well, I don't have this, I don't have that. Again, right here, it all starts with a goal. Establish a goal. Where do you want to be in the next 10 years? Where do you want to be in your life? Where do you want to be? Again, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. But if you don't move and you continue to stand at the other end and you're looking at the light but you're not moving, how are you going to ever get there if you don't make a step? And so some things are not going to happen overnight. And I think that that causes us to become depressed also, because we look at other people's lives, right? We look at what other people have, and we look at our lives and we try to compare them to other people, but you don't know what that person had to endure to get where they are. We look at other people's progress. Well, how come I'm not moving that fast when I know just as much as they do? There's a thing called destiny. Everybody have their own purpose in life. You have your purpose. I have my purpose. We all have our own destiny. And sometimes people get there faster than us. But there's a reason for that. There's a reason for everything, because there's some things that we have to learn on our way to our destiny. And so you got to keep to your goal. You can't look at other people's outcomes, again, because you don't know what they had to go through to get where they are. So where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself being? Who do you want to be? That's the question. Establish a goal. Write down your goal. Get you a piece of paper. My sister and my brother, get a piece of paper and write down what your goal is. Write the vision. Make it plain upon tables, right? Write your vision. Okay? Maybe, just maybe, your goal is to no longer need antidepressant pills. That is a wonderful goal. You say to yourself, I'm tired of taking these pills. I want to live a life where I don't have to take these no more, when I am genuinely happy from my soul. Not because I took something to keep the depression at bay. No, I want to be able to say, I overcame this depression and I no longer need these pills because I am genuinely happy. Maybe that's your goal. Maybe it is your goal to be more optimistic about life. Whatever your goal is, keep that goal right here in your mind. Every day you get up and you swing your legs out of that bed. Remind yourself, okay, my goal is to be more happy. My goal is to learn to see the positives in life. My goal is to not allow people and circumstances to take my joy away. That is my goal. My goal is to be a businesswoman. My goal is to be a businessman. My goal is to be promoted on my job. My goal is to get off of these antidepressant pills. Come on. What is your goal? You are capable of doing so many great things in this world, but you first got to see yourself as greatness. Oh, yes, you are great. You're beautiful. You're handsome. You're capable of doing whatever it is that you put your mind to. But first, you have to believe it. That is your key to getting out of that depression, is as seeing yourself as who you want to be, right? Number two, stop recycling bad memories and your past failures in your mind. Negativity hinders us from using our problem solving abilities. So we got to get out of our minds. At the same time, we got to create new ideas. New goals, right? But we got to stop replaying bad things that happened in our past, negativity, things that people said about us, because it hinders us from moving. You can't move and make a step when you keep dwelling on bad memories. That is toxic. Okay? It's toxic. And when you keep dwelling on things like that, it will depress you, right? It will. It will depress you because you're too busy thinking about what you did not do. But you still got so many more things that you can do. But if you don't think ahead and leave those memories in the past, you will never find out what you would have become. See, I can't move forward if I'm constantly turning around, right? How can I move forward if I'm turning around? Every step I take, I'm turning around. Every step I take, I'm turning around. No, it's time to go higher. It's time to ascend, right? So I got to leave that stuff in the past, because if I don't, then I can't move forward. And it's that simple. Leave that stuff in the past. Create your goal. Leave the past in the past. Leave the negativity in the past. Because, see, when you dwell on toxic stuff, you will attract negativity. You will attract toxic people in your life. And some of you are wondering, why do I keep attracting the same kind of people in my life? It's because of this right here, your mind, your energy. So you attract what you think about. You attract what you carry in your spirit. But if you carry if you are optimistic, you will attract optimistic people. If you want to be business minded and you think business minded, you will attract business minded people in your life. So it all starts right here, right? Number 3, choose to be happy. Happiness is a choice. We cannot control life's outcomes, but we can control the way we deal with them, right? Okay, so you got your goal, right? You know what you want to do. Number 2, you said, I'm leaving the past in the past. What happened in the past stays back there. I have a future and it's right there. So I got to keep moving. I can't keep turning around. So you left the past in the past. Number 3, now you got to choose to be happy. Happiness, let me tell you, happiness is a choice. If you are basing your happiness off of what you have, oh, I'm going to tell you right now, that is not going to be substantial. It's not going to last because sometimes we lose things, we lose material things, we lose our jobs, we lose people that we love, right? We lose things along the way. And if your happiness is based off of a person or what you have, that is not going to keep you. You got to wake up every day saying, you know what? I'm going to be happy. I choose to be happy. It is my choice to be happy. I cannot sit around dwelling on, oh, I'm depressed. This is just the way I am. You have to make a conscious decision. And you got to say to yourself, look, self, I'm going to be happy today because that is my right. It is my right to be happy. No matter what's going on around me, it's my choice to be happy. Come on, think about it. Think about it. It is your choice to be happy. It's not based on what's going on with you. It's not based on sickness. It's not based on your disorder. It's not based on losing your job. It's not based on losing that loved one. You have a choice. After you finish grieving, don't get me wrong. After you finish being disappointed, make a choice. Say, you know what? That's okay. I'm going to be happy because it is my right to be happy, right? Focus on the good things in your life. Yes, depression can cloud your judgment, and it will. It will. It would have you focusing on everything else that's going wrong, but you totally forget about all the things that you've been through and you've accomplished in your life, all the things that you did. It will totally cause you to be ungrateful, right? Focus on the things in your life that are good. That is how you overcome depression. Choose to be happy and focus on the good things in your life. Okay, I have a home. I'm not sleeping on the streets. I'm not staying in nobody else's house. Or maybe you are. Maybe you are staying in someone else's house for right now. Okay, you have a roof over your head. When it rains outside, do you feel rain dropping on your face when you're sleeping at night? If you say no, you got something to be grateful for. Okay, you have beautiful children. You went through your pregnancy, you made it out of your pregnancy. Maybe you are pregnant right now and you feel depressed. Maybe you didn't want to be pregnant. Guess what? You're bringing life into this world. That is an honor. To bring life into this world, to carry a baby for 9 months, that is an honor. So you got to stop thinking about, well, I wasn't planning for this. Well, it's already here. The baby is baking in your stomach. Now you got to think about, okay, what kind of mother do I want to be? I want to be a good mother to my child. I want to be the mother that I did not have. I want to give this child the life that I did not have. That's your goal. So you got to focus on the good things in your life. Okay, I'm healthy. I'm in my right mind. I can walk. There are people that are on canes. And even if you are on a cane, you are still breathing, right? You're still alive. You're still here, right? So you got to focus on the good things in your life. That is how you overcome that depression. You got to choose to be happy. Okay, so it says, do not worry about the future. Fearing or worrying about the future causes anxiety, right? Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. If you are familiar with the word of God, that's Matthew 6 and 34, even the word tells us, don't worry about the future because you can't control it, right? You can't control what happens in the future. And if I'm constantly worrying about what's going to happen, it causes anxiety, it causes fear, and fear is it will disable you, right? Fear is fear will keep you frozen in the same place. It will keep you from moving. And so when I'm constantly worrying about what's going to happen, what if this doesn't come to play, comes together, I will cause my own self to be depressed. So I have to learn to not focus on what's going to happen in the future, but just stick to my goal. If I stick to my goal, then I won't be worried about what's going to happen in the future. Why? Because I have a goal. And no matter what happens, I still got a goal. No matter how long it's going to take me, I still have a goal, right? So if I just keep my mind on where I want to go, I won't fear what's going to happen because no matter what happens, I'm still going to get there, right? You got to be confident. So incorporate structure into your everyday life. Okay, create a routine. This gives you something to look forward to. For example, maybe you go walking in the morning. Maybe you go walking in the afternoon. Maybe you do Zumba. Maybe you like creating a blog, or maybe you volunteer in the community. Maybe you like journaling, right? Okay, you got to incorporate something, a structure into your everyday life. Every day you get up and you think about what you want to do and where you want to go and who you want to become. Okay, maybe you like to get up and go walk. Maybe you like to go volunteer. Maybe you like to write in your journal. Maybe you like to read your Bible. Whatever it is, maybe you like to do yoga or meditate. Whatever it is, create a structure in your life because it gives you something to look forward to, right? Encourage yourself. Find social groups, connect with church members, support groups, family and friends. Surround yourself with positive people. So, here's what I like to do, or this is what I did. I like to write down positive quotes on sticky notes and just put them up around my house, right? Or sometimes you can even find encouraging frames at the store where they have, positive quotes on them. Try to buy decorations that have positivity on them, right? And put them all around your house. That way, every time you feel down, like things are never going to change, you look up and look at your wall, and there's something on there to remind you, don't worry about the future. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about things that you can't control, right? You have to encourage yourself because sometimes we get in situations where people don't really care about what we're going through, right? Or either they don't know that we're depressed. They don't know what we're going through. So you have to get in a habit of not just depending on others to encourage you, but you got to get in a habit of encouraging yourself. Again, happiness is a choice. It is your choice, right? Okay, so let's move on to talking about this right here. The mind. The mind is a powerful thing because every negative thought that you have comes from right here, right? So if you would just get in a habit of changing that negative thought around to a positive, okay, when I stand in the mirror from now on, I'm going to think that I'm beautiful, right? I'm going to say I'm smart. I'm going to say to myself, you are destined for greatness. If you will start to just change one or two words around every day, I'm telling you, you're going to see a change in your life. So you got to start imagining your life the way you want it. Create a picture in your mind and think about that picture steadfastly every day, all day long. and then believe in it. No one has to know what your goal is. That's why the mind is so powerful, because no one has to know what your goal is, right? But you know, you have a picture in your mind of who you want to become. Not only that, then you got to believe it. You got to believe who you want to become. You have the power inside of you to overcome depression, but you have to make the first step. No one can make that step for you. It has to be a conscious decision, right? You can overcome. You don't have to live your life for the rest of your life saying, I have disorder. This is just the way my life is. It does not have to be that way. And I hope that these were some great tools. I hope that it encouraged you. I hope that uh, it enlightened you and allowed you to see that there is another way. You don't have to stay on just that one path. There's another way that you can go, right? But if I keep dwelling on my shortcomings and dwelling on negative things in my past, I will never get off that path. I won't even notice the other path that's right there. Why? Because my mind keeps dwelling on negative things. But if I choose to be happy, right? And if I establish a goal for myself, and I say to myself, I'm going to save my money up for the next 2 or 3 years, save my money up, get my own apartment, save my money up and get my own car, right? I'm going to save up and go back to school. Whatever your goal is, right? If you continue to think positive and speak positive things over your life, you will find yourself say, oh, wow, there's another path over there that I didn't know was available. Why was I still on this path when there was a path right there? That's what happens when you start to see yourself as God sees you, right? Everything that God created is beautiful. And you are fearfully and wonderfully made. No matter what happened in your life, no matter what happened in your past, no matter what your mistakes are, what you've done, no matter where you came from, you have the power right here to become everything that you ever wanted to be. All you have to do is believe in yourself, even if nobody else believes in you. All it takes is one single thought of, I can become the woman that I dream of being. All it takes is this right here, creating that image of who you want to be. And I guarantee you, you will have what you say you want if you believe it. And I just want to say this and then I'll be done. I hope that this was encouraging for you. Um, Everything that I have right now is because I decided to stop dwelling on the negative. I can only imagine what my life would have been if I had have continued to just allow depression to rule my life. I would have never accomplished anything in my life. I never would have finished high school. I never would have went off to college and obtained my degree. I never would have met my husband. I never would have, we never would have purchased our first home. We never would have had a child together. We never would have had what we have. But again, I kept picturing who I wanted to be. I kept picturing what I could have and what I wanted to have. And it happened. All because of this right here and faith, right? So I hope that you feel more encouraged. I hope that this helped you in some form or fashion. There are great things that are coming your way, but you have to first believe in yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this blessed you, and I hope that it encouraged you. Thank you.